So let's look at the sweep. A sweep is kind of like an extrusion, but it's going to extrude a shape along a path. So like this handle here, you got like a round circular shape that goes along a U-shaped path. So what we kind of need to have set up on here is work planes which we can work with. So for the handle, you'll probably want to center it. So I'm looking down at my reference plane, and this will be the handle for, let's say, drawer pull. So I'd make a U-shaped path for my handle to go around this area here. And then we'll create a circle which will follow that shape. And it's important where this circle is located in relationship to that path. So if I go to a sweep, the first thing we look at is sketch path. So I'm on my reference level work plane. I can draw my handle. This is going to be a really large handle. You may want to center this thing and have it going around the plane, or on either side of the plane. But notice I've created this U-shaped path. I can add fillets to it. Now notice my fillet is about 6 inches. Let's try it again. I'm going to set it to 6 inches. Oops, 6 inches. Green check for the path. And then we're going to hit Edit Profile. Now you'll notice the first line I drew, there's going to be a little, looks like a work plane here. This work plane is built into like the midpoint of that first line, and this is where you put your profile. So when I say Edit Profile, I can't work on the work plane looking directly down at the edge. So it's aligned with my front view right now. Or we could go to a 3D view and see what it looks like in 3D. Let's look at it here real quick in 3D. So there's my 2 axes on that work plane. Or I can go directly to my front and be looking at it straight on. Now I'm going to make a circle right at that point there and make it a 3-inch radius. Now my radius on the path was 6 inches. This is important to note. I green check it, and then we green check to complete the sweep. So if I look at my 3D view, there's my handle, and here's my completed handle from above. Now, if you remember, my radius for my path was going through the center here, the way I drew it. So the radius of my circle was 3. The radius of my path was 6. So that would make this inside radius here 3. Now, if I double click this, it'll go into edit mode. I can either edit the sketch, green check it after you're done editing. I can double click on the profile, and I need to put my reference level to look at it. Now, if I set these to 3, which is the exact same radius as my circle, and green check it out, it says it can't create the sweep. What's happening is it's creating such a sharp bend right here that it's causing some problems for the geometry. So I'm going to cancel back out of that. I'm going to set this radius to something a little larger than 3 inches, so 3.125 inches, so 3 1/8. And it should be able to make this bend. So it's a really small, sharp bend, but it can make it. But as you saw, if I made both radius and the radius of the circle the same, it causes a problem. The other problem is if the radius of my arc is too sharp, let's say 2 inches, which is even smaller than the circle, this will also fail. Because as the circle goes around here and follow that path, it would self-intersect itself as it bends around that radius. So that will not work as well. What you can do also is change the position of the circle relative to that path. So if I go to that circle, I'm going to look at it in 3D view so we can see what's going on here. So there's the circle going around the path. If I were to, let's say, make a circle and it goes on that line but to one edge, and green check this, that does work because now the inner edge is becoming the path the circle follows. It's not the center of the circle. So you can change the position of the profile relative to its path as well. So again, you have to create a path and a profile to go along that path. And placement of the profile on that path is very important. So we can double click it to edit the sweep, double click the sketch to edit the sketch, and then you can move that profile around there. More than likely it's going to be centered. Green check the profile, double click the path, we can edit our path. At this point, I can make this a sharp point. Since the circle is right on the edge, it won't make a smooth bend in it. It should make a sharp 90-degree angle. Unlike the other one over here where it's got the radius on it.